This is a fine 20th century hymn of praise that has become a favorite with God's people during the past decades. Its popularity is due in large part to its wide use by favorite gospel singers. Now, let's look on the history of this gospel hymn. The original Swedish text was a poem entitled O Store Gud by a Swedish pastor, Pastor Karl Boberg, in 1886. His inspiration for the text is said to have come from a visit to a beautiful country estate on the southeast coast of Sweden. He was suddenly caught in a midday thunderstorm with awe-inspiring moments of flashing violence, followed by a clear, brilliant sun. Soon afterwards, he heard the calm, sweet songs of the birds in the trees nearby. The experience prompted the pastor to fall to his knees in humble adoration of the mighty God. He penned his exaltation in a 9-stanza poem beginning with the Swedish words O store Gud, narjagden vard beskoder. Several years later, Pastor Boberg was attending a meeting in the province of Värmland and was surprised to hear the congregation sing his poem to the tune of an old Swedish melody. The following history of this hymn is most interesting. It is thought that soon after Boberg's, the text was translated into German and entitled Wie groß bist du? In 1927, Mr. Prokhanov came upon the German version and translated it into the Russian tongue. Later in 1935, Pastor Gustav Johnson of North Park College in Illinois made the first literal English translation from the Swedish text. But this translation is quite different from the text that we know today, but may still be found in some hymnals. Johnson's literal translation of the Swedish text is entitled, O Mighty God, When I Behold the Wonder. In 1933, English missionaries Pastor Hein and his wife were ministering to the people of Ukraine. It was there they learned the Russian translation of Ostur Gyud from a congregation of Ukrainians. They remembered singing it as a duet in dark and evangelized places and the telling effect it had on the unsaved. The thought of writing original English lyrics to this song did not occur to them. That was to await their crossing into sub-Carpathian Russia, where the mountain scenery was to play its part. The thoughts of the first 3 verses in English were born line upon line amid unforgettable experiences in the Carpathian Mountains, thus inspired by the Russian words, partially by the awesome wonder at the sight of all the works thy hand hath made. The thoughts of the first 2 verses sprang into life in English. As Pastor Hein and his wife continued their evangelizing in the Carpathian Mountains and distribution of gospels in village after village, verse 3 came into being. When war broke out in 1939, it was necessary for Pastor Hein and his wife to return to Britain. The 4th verse did not come until after the war. The tune for this hymn is an arrangement made of an old Swedish folk melody. It is typically characteristic of many other hymn tunes like Day by Day, with its lilting, warm, singable simplicity. With this original English lyrics and his arrangement of the Swedish folk melody, Pastor Stuart Hein published what we know today as the hymn How Great Thou Art. In April of 1974, the Christian Herald magazine, in a poll presented to its readers, named How Great Thou Art the #1 hymn in America. Let us hear Lois as she sings to us How Great Thou Art.
displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods and forest glades I wander and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think that God his Son not sparing sent him to die, I scarce can take it in, that on the cross my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sins. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. Then I shall bow in humble adoration and there proclaim, my God, how